Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
For the second straight night, we've got our eye on storms coming in. Exact Track 4D radar shows they are off to our west right now, and this will have an impact here tonight and into the morning hours. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Ty Steele.
Good evening. I'm Karen Drew in for Kimberly Gill. Those storms set to arrive a bit earlier than last night's. Forewarned meteorologist Ron Hilliard is tracking them for us. Ron, we don't expect them to be as severe as last night's.
Karen, Ty, you're exactly right. Thankfully, we are not looking at the same kind of threat level as what we had last night and early this morning, but we could still see a few isolated storms becoming strong to severe, unlike the widespread damage that we had this morning. So right around 80 degrees is the current temp. We are seeing mostly sunny conditions. It's been hot, humid all day long. I want to show you where the storms are that we're watching. A lot of the storms right now are over toward Wisconsin as you get over into Indiana and Illinois, but we're starting to see a couple of thunderstorms popping up already in northern Michigan. So we will have the chance right here in southeast Michigan of some storms developing as we get later into the evening hours. And the reason is because we have this heat, we have this moisture, and we're also in this risk level, level 2 here in southeast Michigan. Now, some of us in the marginal level 1 risk. This is lower than what we had yesterday with the level 3 category. So we'll still be in the lower 70s as we get toward 10 o'clock, near 70 degrees as we go into the overnight hours. It's very important to have multiple ways to get alerts. You can do that with the Forewarned Weather app. All you have to do is search WDIV Forewarned Weather in your Google Play Store or your Apple App Store. Karen, Ty?
A look at video tonight from Sky 4 showing the damage in Gregory, Michigan. That's in Livingston County. It's near Pinckney. You can see structures torn apart by winds. Some roofs have been blown off and agriculture equipment thrown around. We are waiting for an update from the National Weather Service to learn if a tornado did touch down. We'll keep you updated. Also, an Oakland County teen back in custody right now after police say he posted a disturbing threat on social media.
Yeah, deputies arrested the 17-year-old at his home in Pontiac yesterday morning. The teen is accused of writing, quote, "It's open season on Lake Orion students" in a Snapchat post. A student saw the post and quickly alerted school officials. But this isn't the suspect's first run-in with the law. Back in February, the same teen was caught on Lake Orion High School grounds with a machete and knives. Then in March, he was arrested for domestic violence. The teen is being held at the Oakland County Children's Village right now, and he is charged with making a school threat. Well, the trade tensions between the U.S. and Canada over President Trump's tariffs are having an effect on stateside businesses.
That's especially true in and around Port Huron, where Will Jones spent the day talking with people who've depended on foot traffic from visiting Canadians. But, Will, those numbers are dropping.
Karen and Ty, the St. Clair River isn't the only thing dividing these border communities right now, and that's clear from the traffic coming across the Blue Water Bridge from Canada into Port Huron.
Usually our parking lot is at least half full of Canadian cars.
Cheap Charlie's in Fort Gratiot Township has a Cheers-like vibe that's always drawn in locals and Canadians. But recently, Canadian customers have been dining closer to home thanks to President Trump.
They've actually called talking about the tariff, saying they're not coming over because of the president.
According to MDOT, Blue Water Bridge passenger traffic is down from Canada to the U.S. Let's take a look at February, when President Trump's tariffs on Canada first went into effect. In February of 2024, more than 66,000 passenger vehicles crossed into the U.S. on the Blue Water Bridge. February 2025, it dropped to nearly 53,000. March and April show even more dramatic declines from last year. We went across the river to hear directly from Canadians about the reasons why some are staying away.
A little bit scared of crossing over and how some Americans might treat us because of what they're hearing from Donald Trump, right?
I just feel like we have to stick together as Canadians and, support each other.
Back in Port Huron, Mayor Anita Ashford shared that her city and the surrounding area are paying the price for something out of their control.
We didn't strike this match, but we all caught up in this brush fire.
We spoke with some Canadians today who have family in the U.S. and they're planning to visit their family this summer. And some of them didn't want to talk on camera because they were afraid that there could be repercussions. We're live in Port Huron. Will Jones, Local 4.
Well, I understand lots of folks, too, have been canceling vacations and actually changing family events, even though the family is split. What are you hearing on that?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm hearing. This is very difficult because, as you know, these border communities, they're close. They're like friends. So this is kind of like a breakup in the relationship at this moment, and people are hoping that, you know, what happens in Washington and what happens in Ottawa, that they can reach some sort of agreement and bridge this divide.
All right, Will Jones live from Port Huron for us tonight. Ty?
4-car crash led to a Jeep catching fire. This is in northern Oakland County earlier this week, but the driver miraculously survived, all because bystanders pulled him out. And tonight, we're learning this area along Grange Hall Road, just west of I-75, has seen its share of crashes and close calls. Lauren Kostick is there with the urgent warning from the fire chief.
We are on Grange Hall Road just off I-75, and this is where that Jeep caught fire. You can still see the charred road there, and right behind it, orange barrels. Yep, construction, the fire chief says, is causing too many close calls.
You know, they took immediate action. They saw the fire getting bigger and bigger and bigger, so they took action. Got the guy out of the car, and, you know, they saved his life.
A multi-car crash causing this mangled up Jeep to catch fire. The driver inside surviving, all because those nearby jumped into action.
The tub was sitting on the ground, and that's where he ended up, seatbelt on, and as you can see from the pictures, it was burning the whole car.
Chief Matt Well with North Oakland County Fire Authority saying the crash happened Tuesday off I-75 and Grange Hall Road. Have we seen other close calls in the same area?
Absolutely. You know, you're sitting there at the ramp waiting to make a left-hand turn, and you're just like, ooh. You know, right? It was almost another wreck,
And construction on I-75 is not helping, with much of the traffic being diverted to local roads and traffic jamming up during rush hour.
You know, our infrastructure up here is not built to handle I-75. It just isn't.
It's also leading to frustration behind the wheel and dangerous split-second decisions. What is your message for drivers?
You know, it just boils down to take your time. Get to where you want to be safely.
And that driver of the Jeep, we are told he is still recovering tonight. Also, leaders in the area say they have proposed changes to the Grange Hall Road area, but it's not clear when that will happen. Reporting live tonight, Lauren Kostick, Local 4.
A lot of valid concerns. Lauren, thank you.
A mother accused of leaving her children in filthy conditions for years is headed to trial. Kelly Bryan faces child abuse and welfare fraud charges after her 3 children, ages 15, 13, and 12, were found alone in a Pontiac home on Valentine's Day. Police say the children had been left alone since at least 2021. Now, during today's hearing, an officer testified that when they first entered that house, the smell was so bad they expected to find a dead body, not 3 kids hiding behind locked doors. Prosecutors also revealed the children did not know how to flush a toilet or how to use a toothbrush. After the discovery, Bryan voluntarily went to the police station and told detectives she had, quote, sacrificed her kids for herself. No trial date has been set.
The Macomb County Sheriff says a scammer is pretending to be one of his deputies and then targeting people who are expecting a family member to be released from jail. So this is how this one works. The caller claims to be a deputy named Andrew Daniels, and they claim a deposit is needed for an ankle monitor before the family member can be let out of the Macomb County Jail. The sheriff says the scam is working because the inmate in question is in fact scheduled for release, and the scammer has specific information on the inmate. So you can see why this is catching people. But here's the big red flag that you should be aware of. They asked for the deposit via Chime gift cards. One recent victim showed up to the jail and was told no tether was required. The sheriff's office says no one named Deputy Andrew Daniels works at the department there, and they would never ask for money in the form of a gift card. Right now, they're investigating 4 scam calls just like this one. 1 great coach, 2 legendary teams, and a lifetime of memories.
As Eastern Michigan University wraps up its baseball regular season this weekend, it honors a pair of teams that were anything but regular.
That's right, and as Joel Sebastianelli shows us, the 1975-76 Eagles accomplished more than college and major league success. They've maintained a bond 5 decades long.
It's been 50 years since Eastern Michigan made the College World Series. Depending on who you ask, it feels like just yesterday or a lifetime ago. But when they all get together again, the magnitude of the achievement still takes a minute to sink in.
It's like, how did that happen? And it's like a dream.
It's like all the guys you knew, were just kids.
We were just kids playing baseball, having a good time.
Guys who had enough talent to do what no Northern school did again until the Michigan Wolverines 43 years later, and who managed to do it back-to-back.
We had good pitching and good fielding and enough hits to win a lot of games. But I guess it's just you develop camaraderie.
The significance is appreciated by those who have followed in their footsteps.
I love hearing their stories about back in the day, throwing in the gym. We definitely sort of stand on the shoulders of those guys that came a long time ago.
Lined up alongside each other in pregame, now, just as then, just as important, those who aren't here. The late AL Cy Young Award winner Bob Welch and Coach Ron Ostrike, whose grandson caught the first pitch.
It's sadness when you think about that. I mean, Welch left too soon. Coach Oak had a leaves a great legacy.
Gospel to us. What he said, we did, and we did it extra.
After 50 years, people still remember it. You know, it's like, how many things do you remember you did 50 years ago?
These guys left a legacy and a foundation Coach Robbie Britt hopes the Eagles can build on. Eastern Michigan enters this weekend with a chance to make the MAC tournament for the first time since 2017. At Ostrike Stadium in Ypsilanti, Joel Sebastianelli, Local 4.